So I mentioned that there is some work that we need to do in the church, and I think those are three main areas we need to do work theologically and practically. The first one is Christology, the second one is Ecclesiology, and the last one is Eschatology. So those are some academic words for you, but let me tell you what they mean. Christology, you might imagine, is about Jesus, and you'd be right. This is the image that most of us have of the creation, and this is called the moment of creation sometimes. This is Michelangelo's work on the Sistine Chapel, of course. And you can see that that picture of that creator looks like, at least for the longest time, that's the image of creation that I had in my head, even though I may not have gotten it from this. It's just the image I had. But the Bible actually talks about, at least the New Testament, the Christian language of the New Testament is that Jesus is the creator. It's not the Father of the Trinity. It's not the first person of the Trinity. It's the second person of the Trinity. As Christians, creation is about Jesus. First chapter of the Gospel of John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. All things came into being through him. That's Jesus. The first chapter of Colossians. Nothing came into being that did not come into being through Jesus. That's different than how I was taught growing up. What does it mean for us as Christians to do creation care, knowing that creation was brought into being and is sustained by Jesus himself? This is what Colossians says. It's not the first person, the inaccessible, the hard to understand, the hard to know, God the Father, the white-haired man in the cloud. It's Jesus who was revealed to us. Christianity is about Christ. Creation is about Christ. Ecclesiology. We need to do a better job as Christians at micropolitics. This work needs to be the work of the church. This needs to be something that doesn't just happen on Sunday, but happens Monday through Saturday. And you know who's really good at this are the Anabaptists, the Amish. They may be easy to sort of poke fun at because they don't have iPhones and they ride around in horse and buggy, but they practice micropolitics like no other denomination of Christians. The church needs to understand and needs to work on what does it mean for the church to practice environmentalism at the local church level, not relying on the Endangered Species Act, not relying on the Clean Air Act, not relying on the UN Kyoto Protocol, but relying on your pastor and your congregation and your fellowship and your friends. You in the church is where this needs to be done. Don't wait for the nation state to do it for you. Don't wait for the corporations to do it for you. Don't wait for GM. That probably won't happen, by the way. You need to do it yourself in the church. Lastly, eschatology. N.T. Wright spoke here last time, and when my wife found out that I was speaking, following N.T. Wright, she said, "I'm sorry for you." That's not a joke. And then she said, "Oh, what a great joy, though." I didn't think this really went together. But N.T. Wright is onto something when he talks about the new creation and the work of Jesus in history. This is eschatology, the resurrection. What does it mean that all of creation, not just us, the cosmos is suffering? The cosmos is suffering and in some way will be restored. Does this mean, the scripture says in Isaiah, that the lion will lie down with the lamb? Does that mean also that the Tyrannosaurus rex will lie down with the dodo bird? Two extinct species. Does it mean that the Neanderthal will eat straw alongside the mastodon? I don't know. But those are interesting questions. I think the resurrection, I didn't think they were funny questions. I thought they were interesting questions. But we do know one thing. Those are Darwin's finches. That it does, in a very similar passage where it talks about the lion lying down with the lamb, it talks about the cedars rejoicing because their tormentors are no longer there, that the Lord has taken them away. So if we don't know about the mastodon or the tyrannosaur or the dodo, what does the resurrection mean for them? We do know that the cedars of Lebanon will rejoice, and Isaiah says they will clap their hands. I think that's something to look forward to.
For more information about the Veritas Forum, including additional recordings and a calendar of upcoming events, please visit our website at veritas.org.